All right, here we are, as promised and well overdue, Unsung NPCs Respec series. So basically, in this video and in the others, I'm going to be showing you guys which classes you could possibly respec characters into that still fit with their roleplay and lore. Okay, so this is a roleplay, lore-friendly respec guide and also modded. Okay, I use Call of the Wild mod. I am not shy about it. Okay, I put modded in the title. I put modded everywhere in the tags, everything. Okay, so don't. There have been some people that come and complain that my videos are modded or whatever and therefore not useful, and what I have to say to you is it's modded in the title, so don't waste your time and watch it if it's not going to be useful to you. I will say though that if you're watching a respec guide, you're already using mods anyway. This is respecing for the respec mod, not for the respec in-game. The respec in-game is very simple, does not allow you to change a character's class except for the main character or anything like that, and therefore kind of useless in my opinion. So we're here. Valerie, don't worry about what the doll looks like, the character doll, because you can reset these after, right? So for Valerie, lots of different options. In the base game, she starts out as a fighter, tower shield specialist. Super valid option, super valid. In Call of the Wild, she starts out as a vindictive bastard, which is kind of like a paladin who's more about their companions rather than a god or something like that. And I have found this class to be super, super useful. I have never respec'd Valerie out of it. It's good because it utilizes her charisma, which she needs to either be regent or grand diplomat, and generally Valerie will be one of the two. I feel like the only I can't really see a time that you wouldn't use her as one of those two advisors, unless for some reason you have Lander, Lepida, and Bartholomew, and they are taking those places. In which case, good luck, because Bartholomew is a terrible diplomat, and Lander, Lepida, you know. So, Vindictive Bastard is great. Makes her need charisma, which is fantastic. And yeah, basically that fighter. There are some people that like to like dip her into different things, like different monk or other classes or whatever, and I'm like, first of all, I don't do level dipping. I feel like level dipping is optimizing for combat and not optimizing for roleplay and lore friendliness, and I feel like roleplay and lore friendliness is more important to me, so that's what these guys are going to be based on. So I'm never going to put her into a level or two of monk. It's pointless. Monk, Valerie could never be a monk. She is very disciplined, but like if you see her character arc in this game, there's like no way she could be a monk. Monks are like more neutral-hearted and well-tempered, and she is not well-tempered at all. She is kind of an asshole. So cannot be monk. Absolutely refuse. Can't be an anti-paladin. She's not evil, right? She's lawful neutral. So fighters, if not vindictive bastard, which I think is the best. Fighters generally your best bet. Tower shield specialist is pretty cool, but if your character is the tank and you want Valerie to just be something else, you know, there's lots of cool options in here. Drill sergeant's pretty cool, like tactical thing. Lore warden is pretty cool for swordplay. Whatever you do, Valerie talks about her shield and using a shield and heavy armor all the time in this game. If you make her a class where she doesn't carry a shield or doesn't wear heavy armor, you are completely going against everything that she talks about in her lore and roleplay in this game at its core. Like, literally, she talks about not actually becoming a sword lord because they prefer to dodge and she prefers to use a shield. It's literally part of her backstory. Do not deprive her of that. It's not fair. So, those are good options. If you want to get a little freaky with it, the Mages Skereneer, which is a modded class, is a shield magus. So it's like a magus, but you can channel spells through your shield. You kind of have to work your way up to getting heavy armor for arcane stuff. So you kind of have to deal with a little bit of a roleplay issue for a while. But she talks about her shield way more than her armor. So this could be a kind of fun, interesting type of thing. A Skereneer makes a great tank because on top of the shield usage, you also get like stuff like blur and mage armor and stuff like that, which is super awesome. If you like the idea of Vindictive Bastard, don't worry. There's a feat that you can get eventually called Unsanctioned Knowledge, where you get some spells from different classes' spell lists, and I got mage armor and displacement for Valerie through that in my game. So she can utilize mage armor and displacement and some other really good defensive illusion spells through that. So that's really, really powerful. But I mean, Vindictive Bastard just gets so good. It's worth not even going into Stalwart. I know, like, for me, Stalwart is like the prestige class for Valerie because the defensive stance thing is like just boosts all of her stuff up, and she gets so many like damage reduction bonuses and other things from it, and it's really, really awesome. But like, I'm telling you that Vindictive Bastard by itself is stronger than that. Like the smites, the Vindictive Smite, you can use it anytime that a creature harms you or your allies. You can use the smite on it, and just giving that charisma bonus to AC and attack rolls and stuff is insane. Insane ability. Smite is just too good. And then you have like ultimate vindication at the end. The next time she hits... Okay, so if a foe knocks Vindictive Bastard or one of the Vindictive Bastard's allies unconscious, they get a Vindictive Fury, and so the next time they hit that foe, within 1 minute, they can channel the effects of a disintegration spell through the weapon, which is freaking insane. So, really, really cool concept there. But yeah, pretty much Vindictive Bastard's good. Skereneer, if you want to get a little tricky with it, I think it could be fun, to be honest. Fighter, for sure. Not two-handed specialist. Not Dawnflower Dervish. She doesn't even worship Serenade. And not Aldori Defender. Because Aldori Defenders are about dueling, not shield. So, Fighter, Tower Shield Specialist, Drill Sergeant, Lore Warden, even if you really wanted to. You just don't get, like, armor progression, which is kind of a waste for an armor tank. If you really wanted, it's an option. I do think some people like to go a little bit into Thug and get like Frightening, maybe even go on to Brutal Beating. In this case, I think this level dip would actually be appropriate because Valerie is kind of a thug. She kind of is. Like, she's just kind of like, let's put these bandits down. Let's put these monsters down. Kind of thing. And, like, the Dazzling tank, the Persuasion Intimidation tank, the Intima tank, is, like, a total valid move for Valerie. So I feel like this is one of those situations where this totally actually works. Not Monk, obviously, but this. You could totally take, like, 1 to 3 levels of Thug and mix that in there if she's a fighter. If you do Vindictive Bastard, I don't recommend going into Thug because these later powers you get are so good that you don't really want to miss out on them. if you really don't care about the disintegration as much, maybe take 1 level of Thug then, because the charisma synergy is really nice with the intimidation stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Intimitank or the Dazzling Tank or whatever you call it either. I prefer just dealing with smites and just kind of doing it that way, but yeah. This is very straightforward, pretty much what I recommend for Valerie if you want to stick to her roleplay and lore. The only other thing I can say is, if, like, Valerie is not meant for damage, right? She's a tank. And if you're using her that way, here's what I recommend. There are lots of daggers, like Arcane Protector, that give bonus to AC. So I always give my Valerie a, I always end up giving her Blade Guard, the light shield that gives bonus against blades, and also the dagger, Arcane Protector, or another AC giving dagger, and her AC just stacks up a lot because of those. Doesn't quite, you know, I mean, she never talks about a specific weapon that she uses. She talks about being trained to use a lot of different weapons, actually. So dagger could be really, really good. And then if you know, that could also pair kind of well with Thug. And you can use a comp with Sneak Attacker, and so you'll get at least like 3d6 Sneak Attack for damage on top of that as well if you really wanted to. So that's there. If you're looking for damage, Valerie, keep making her a fighter and a shield user. Just make her like a shield basher or something like that. It's kind of hard to build her as a damager while keeping her roleplay and lore. I find tank is just the easiest move. So yeah, that is Valerie. I didn't want to go too deep into it because I'm just here to recommend what classes to use. If you're curious about feats or what the different classes are capable of in more depth, I have guide videos for those already, so you can go check those out in the guides list. But yeah, for classes, recommendations for respecking Valerie, this is what I recommend. So yeah, cool. I'm really excited to make these videos. I love giving my thoughts on these kind of different parts of the game, especially for modded players. So yeah, whether you're a veteran, a new player to Pathfinder, new to my channel, you use mods or you don't, hopefully this video was useful to you, maybe inspired you to come up with an idea for Valerie. If anyone has anything they do that I just haven't thought of, please share with me in the comments. There's nothing more I love than hearing people's ideas and kind of conversing about them and whatnot. Very, very cool. If you really liked what you saw and you're excited to see more of these and more videos in general, or want to see Wrath of the Righteous coming up in the future, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on anything that I might release. Also, I'm streaming now. The usual schedule is posted in the description of my channel, so you can go check that out. And hopefully I'll see you around. Chat with you and whatnot. So yeah, I'm UnsungNPC, and I will catch you guys in the next one.